Like, you can't tell me that a woman would be less intimidated by a bear than a man.
So basically, people are saying they'd rather be in an empty forest with the average bear than the average man, which is crazy, and they actually believe it. I thought they were just trolling.
Titties off and then eating your arm like it's a fucking Kit Kat. Like, they don't give a shit about your feelings and morals.
And a man who's a murderer would care about your feelings and morals? Excuse me? I am.
Tell me.
Bro, they're not gonna let you hit, like, honestly.
You've completely lost the plot without telling me. You had to change the entire hypothetical for this shit to make sense. And I know you had to change the hypothetical because I've seen the original video and your entire comment section is also telling you this. The original hypothetical question, before we started changing it, because a bunch of women, when they first answered it, sounded really fucking stupid, so they had to change the whole hypothetical in order for them not to get cooked on the internet. The original question was, would you rather, as a woman, be alone in the woods with the average bear or the average man? People just added the fact that, oh, well, he's a murderer, oh, he's a serial killer, oh, well, you can infer that. There is nowhere in the original video where that is an inference. It is average dude, average bear. This demon or Dave from accounting. Y'all brought Ted Bundy into this bullshit even though he was never a part of it. My other problem with this is because you also had to add in there, why would a dude be out in the middle of nowhere in the wilderness? Why are you? Well, if we're gonna play this game, why are you in the wilderness? Maybe he's hiking. Maybe he's camping. Like, statistically speaking, it's not that crazy. Now that we cleared up that, let's actually answer the question. Would you rather be in the woods with the average bear or the average man? If you pick the bear, but by any, I don't even care what your reasoning is, this is natural selection.
Like on TikTok right now, women are responding to the question, would you rather encounter a bear or a man while alone in the woods? And most women are saying that they would rather encounter a bear because they believe they are safer in the presence of a bear.
Am I the only one that thinks that sounds retarded? What do you mean you're safer in the presence of a bear? Like, you see a man every day, you don't see a bear every day. How can you feel safer in the presence of a bear? Like, a bear will maul you, especially if it's like a mama bear and you're near her cubs. Like, she will like demolish you. An average man will be like, how are you doing, and go on with his day. Like, we're not serial killers. We're not the Joker or anything like that.
750,000 black bears in North America, unalive, less than one person.
That's because the interactions between humans and black bears are not the same as the interaction between humans and humans. Like, that's logical.
Per year on average. Men aged 18 to 24 are 167 times more likely to unalive someone.
What type of bullshit stat was that? What the hell?
According to RAINN, 1 out of 6 American women has been the victim of attempted or completed assault in her lifetime. Over half of women have reported experiencing, and only about 6% of men who commit assault against a woman ever spend a day in jail. So yeah, women are much more likely to be attacked by a man than a bear. And the worst thing a bear...
Obviously, you don't see a bear every day, but you'll definitely see a man every day. And in the hypothetical, you're in the bear's space. You're in the forest with a bear. You don't think it's gonna do anything to you? You'd rather that than the average man. The average man is not the Joker, bro.
Can do is unalive you. We need to work harder as a society to make women feel safer by creating a culture of believing and supporting our survivors.
But y'all acting like men are scarier than bears? You ain't watched enough nature documentaries.
So I'm an ecology major and I know way too much about bears, like way more than the average person. And I would still choose the fucking bear. So in the US, there are only about 6 fatal bear attacks per year. And there are millions of people who spend time in the woods, who go hiking and all that. So it's not like nobody is like anywhere near bears ever. And when those attacks do happen, it's usually when someone provokes a bear, not when they're just existing in their...
Nobody is provoking a bear. And like, these people, do you guys have like any like male family members or anything? Do you think if a random woman saw them in the forest that they would do something to them? Like, they need to ask themselves those questions. Like, would your dad, if your dad saw a random woman in the forest, would he do something to them? Because that's the way you guys are sounding. You guys are sounding like all men are serial killers or some type of unhinged monster that's just controlled by society. That's not how it is.
Habitat. For the most part, you will be completely fine if you leave them alone and mind your business. But the same cannot be said about men. Also, let's say I did choose the bear and the bear killed me. You know what? I would be okay with that. I would give him a little hug as I went out.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be screaming for your life. What are you talking
with
about?
a group of Alaskan grizzly bears. Right up until the moment they ate him alive.
Apparently, robbed from accounting is scarier than this guy and this beer. That's crazy to me.
Timothy and Amy, but as soon as he arrived at their campsite, it was clear there was no one left to take home. At first, the campsite seemed empty, until the pilot noticed a grizzly gnawing on something unusual, a human rib cage. He slowly backed up and called the park
You
rangers.
could outrun a man, but you're not
They
outrunning a
examined
bear.
the
You
grim
could
scene and
you could be
collected
stronger than
what
a
was
man, like if he's
identified
like
as
weak.
Timothy and
But you're
Amy's
never
remains.
going to be stronger than a bear.
2 bears were killed on the scene,
guys, like,
and
not think of
human
things like that.
remains were later found in their stomachs. During the investigation of this tragic event, authorities discovered something even more chilling than the couple's mauled bodies. Their final moments had been caught on tape. Acclaimed documentary filmmaker Werner Herzog is one of the few people who have listened to the audio.
Truly, you must never listen to this.
I know, Werner. I'm never going
I don't think she would pick the bear. Honestly, that's just my honest thought.
to.
Even though it's never been released to the public, there are whispers that it has been leaked to some of the darker corners of the internet.
Would you rather encounter a man or a bear? Here's what's actually going to happen. If you see a man, 99.99% of the time, they're just going to be like, hey, how are you? You know, have a good hike. You know, the trail conditions are great, whatever. If you see a brown bear, they're probably going to run away from you. The one time I've seen a bear, they're running away. I would rather see a bear probably than, you know, a moose or a mountain lion especially. If you see a grizzly bear, you better have a gun and a fucking Garmin InReach. I've seen 10 of these videos, they all have over 1 million views, so clearly it's a really common sentiment that men are violent animals, but I'm going to tell you right now that you are probably fine to go hike or camp on your own. And if you really need to, you can bring something with you to keep yourself safe. But it's very unlikely that anybody's going to bother you, let alone try to hurt you. In these people's chronically online takes, if you encounter a man, you have a very slim likelihood of even surviving. In America, you have like a 7 to 1,000th chance of somebody trying to take your life. And higher, but still pretty similar, you have like 4 100ths of a chance. Some of their arguments are really stupid. They were like, I know why a bear's in the woods, but I don't know why a man is in the woods. Well, maybe he's a human being with agency. You know, that's hard for you to grasp, but, you know, men are humans too. And, oh, if a bear attacked me, people will believe me. But nobody will believe me if a man attacked me. That's a fucking lie. You don't even need to make a false accusation. You can entirely fabricate a story and just spread it on social media. And people will make an entire, like, hashtag campaign for you. And it would confirm people's bias. I don't know how you could say nobody would believe you. Meanwhile, you're getting hundreds of thousands of likes or millions of views on videos basically saying that men are violent animals. If you followed me in the past, you know I really love hiking and camping. I'm going to renovate my car. I'm really excited for the 2024 season. I'm not really afraid of encountering men or women, but I will still carry bear spray.
I would rather be woken up at 3 a.m. by men in dark cloaks, oiled up and tossed into Jonestown, being chased by Prime P. Diddy, juiced up off a super soldier serum Kool-Aid, than ever be trapped in the woods with a
Okay, I don't know about this, bro. I don't know, bro.
fucking bear. What are y'all on about, bro? What are we doing here? A bear can't even understand you, bro. I'm really hearing people say, oh, at least you could reason with the bear. No, you can't. It's a wild animal, bro. It doesn't give a fuck what you're talking about. It doesn't even understand you. I mean, sure, maybe you could yell and tell it to stop, and it might be like, oh, I think this creature doesn't like this. I mean, there might be a 15% chance that he leaves you alone, but at that point, he's already nibbled on a bit of your small intestine. I'm not knocking the fact that there are indeed weird men in the world, bro, but we can have better conversations than these weird hypotheticals. The only thing it's doing is sparking fear in people. There is no way motherfuckers are talking about, I would rather be with a bear than a man. No, you wouldn't, bro. If I tossed you into the woods with a bear, you would probably be calling for a man in your life to come help you out that situation. Like, what are we doing here, bro? A lot of people do this thing I like to call performative feminism. They're not really feminists, bro. They're just saying what they think they should say. And yes, I do think it is important to examine why some women would even say they would choose being with the bear than a man. Now listen, I'm not a world-renowned feminist scholar. I'm not in school for gender studies, so I really don't know. I can acknowledge that weirdos need to be taken off the street and that there is more we can do to help women feel safe without feeding into these weird-ass conversations. Y'all are using a BuzzFeed video to spark a conversation about feminism. We've already been doing this, bro. We don't need these weird hypotheticals.
Men kill for fun. Men kill for sport. Men kill because you said something that upset them.
Dads with daughters. Would you rather have your daughter be in the woods, like little daughter in the woods with a bear? or a man. Maybe asking it this way will allow men some extra perspective of what women are saying.
Let's just stop acting stupid, okay? Let's just all collectively as the internet decide to stop acting stupid. Ladies, I get it. I get your point. Men scary, men do bad things, but let's be so fucking for real right now. There's no way y'all would rather be trapped in the woods with a bear over a man. Y'all be meeting random ass dudes at the club and then going home with them that night. Y'all will talk to strangers on a dating app for 2 days and then invite them over to your house. I don't see y'all taking trips out into the woods where the bears are at, yet y'all choose to be alone with random strange men every other night. I don't even know why I'm making this video, because the women that are committed to this goofy idea will be committed no matter what. But let's play a quick game to see just how stubborn and dishonest some of y'all really are. Let's make this all the way specific so y'all can't hide behind these abstract arguments. Would you rather be alone in the woods with this bear or this man? Would you rather be alone in the woods with this bear or this man? Would you rather be alone in the woods with this bear or this man? And last but not least, would you rather be alone in the woods with this bear or this man? We all know what this man has done in his past. That still shouldn't affect your answer. If y'all didn't choose the man over the bear 4 out of 4 times, you're either delusional or you just flat out lying.
I finally understand why women hate pick-me girls so much, because this whole bear versus man trend made me realize how much I hate pandering-ass pick-me dudes. If you are a man, and you are saying it is safer for women to be alone in the woods with a bear rather than a man, then you are the exact type of dude they need to be worrying about. Because I'm telling you, these pick-me dudes always turn out to be weirdos. Y'all remember that one dude, Jarob? He was like the voice of feminism in 2020. Motherfuckers were praising this man like he was the say-all be-all of equality. The reason y'all don't know about him anymore is because he got canceled for allegedly trying to lure a 17-year-old to his cabin so they could hang out. I guess this motherfucker took the hypothetical literally, because he became the creepy man.
A lot that look weird. He's the creepy guy you don't want to be in with the force.
Say some shit like, yeah, women are way better off being left alone with a bear. That's just like the equivalent of a girl saying, I only hang out with guys because they're less drama. Man, I saw someone on this app go on here and say, men hunt people for sport. Not me. I don't know what dudes you know. Apparently she out here working with the Joker on Magneto. And this is the exact type of take some pick-me dude would agree with. But of course he's different. He's not like other guys.
I dropped a video where I gave my take on would you rather be stuck in the woods with a bear or just some random man. But what people don't seem to understand is anybody who says the bear, I'm literally not listening to anything they have to say. The thing about the scenario, if it's just going to be a regular man, then it's also just going to be a regular bear. If it's going to be a dangerous man, then it's also going to be a dangerous bear. So if it's just going to be a regular man, assuming his head is on straight, he's not doing anything to you. Same as the bear, but the bear can always get hungry. It's just a safer, smarter option to be with a regular man than a bear. And
that's it for this video. And this is for the people who don't subscribe.
You should come out and apologize. I want to see an apology on your Twitter or whatever it is you use. Yes, because how dare you come out and lie flagrantly, blatantly, and obviously lie.